Well, it is Wednesday, and that means additional thoughts on the Carter by Lil Wayne. And after 18 months or so, give or take, doing full album reactions, journey through hip hop, finally getting to Lil Wayne, and thank God. Fantastic. I really, really enjoyed listening to this album, and it was cool for a lot of reasons that I'll get into, obviously. But one of the things I was noticing as I was prepping just now to do this was January 1st of 2001. And I always think back to, people talk about the 90s and how that was the golden era of hip hop, or at least, the old heads say that, what have you. And there's obviously a lot of great acts that came out of the 90s. And rolling into Lil Wayne and getting into the Carter series and people having their opinions on which album I'm supposed to start with, and so many people saying 2 or 3 or whatever, and starting with 1, and then hearing this album and thinking to myself, I can't believe people wanted me to skip it, like just enjoying the shit out of it, and then going back and reading comments on the video and seeing people go, oh yeah, this one's actually really good too. Really good. Manny Fresh doing so much of the production, did a great job. And I just wonder if this is one of those albums where it kind of fell in the cracks a little bit for some people, Some of my favorite comments, though, were people saying how going through the video and listening to it again and just still knowing all the words. Somebody left a comment about how it reminded them of flip phones and GameCubes, and it's like just being pulled back. I mean, this is almost 20 years ago, this album. And so it's fun for me. It's fun for me to see people leave those comments and kind of like experience their memories with them in a way, that flashback, But top to bottom, honestly, this whole fucking album, there's only a couple tracks that I don't have hearts next to. It still never really warmed up to The Heat or Cash Money Millionaires. They're both fine, but just never really warmed up to them. And then I never put a track next to Snitch just because, whatever. But one thing I did realize as I was listening to this album again multiple times, it runs long, so be it. But what's cool is the tracks that keep coming are good. Bring It Back is good. Who Wanna? Great fucking song. And then you get that little On the Block thing. And then you roll in the Get Down. Like, Get Down. Let's see what I have. I have This Is the Carter, Who Wanna, Get Down, Hose. Some of my favorite tracks off the album, those 4. And it's just cool because every now and then I'd be listening to it and I go, maybe, there's still like 6, 7 songs left. Maybe I want to listen to something else. And then the next one would come on and be like, oh, no, I like this one. And then the next one would come on. Oh, no, I like this one. Just constantly. That is hard to do. That is really hard to do. What is this, an 80-minute album? Almost 80 minutes long. That is hard to just churn out song after song after song that is catchy and enjoyable and makes you want to stick around and keep listening. Not an easy feat. So bravo to Lil Wayne, to Manny Fresh, to Birdman, to all, everybody involved with this project, because to pull that off is not easy to do. I was able to pick up on Lil Wayne not actually writing, which is kind of cool to me. A little bizarre that I could get that feeling from him, but more bizarre is the idea that he doesn't write. And reading these comments about how he'll go in and lay down 50 tracks worth of lyrics in one night and then he won't even fucking remember what he said, which is not surprising to me because I'll do a 2-hour video and not remember what I said halfway through it. But that's wild. That is wild to me. And then I take that idea and I pair it to what some people say about how Lil Wayne is their GOAT, like the best to ever do it. And I go, well, that's interesting, right? Because to me, some of the greatest rappers, their rapping ability is a big part of it too, but the wordplay that they use and how they write and all this other stuff, that's important. So to have a guy who can just go out and lay it all out there, freestyle essentially, but then do it so well that people still consider him to be the GOAT, that captures my interest extremely well. That makes me want to go, oh, I gotta keep listening. And so with the Carter and the Carter series, I would like to get a little bit more focused on completing some discographies. That means, doing the other Biggie album, doing another couple Outkast albums, doing more Wayne. Like, trying to do that while also, new albums that drop and then big albums I still haven't heard yet. It's tough. But with the Carter specifically, I do want to try and focus a little bit more on getting through Carter 2, 3, 4, etc. Because I don't want to go 6 months in between like I have with other people. With that, some people have mentioned thoroughly mixtapes. Lil Wayne and his mixtapes, which brings up the whole aspect of hip hop that I have not explored. Mixtapes. So that's something else I'm thinking about. We'll see how that plays out. I think it's harder to do because it's not on streaming services, and maybe you have to watch them on YouTube, and maybe that doesn't work. There's ways to find them, I'm sure. It's just less official, so it's a little bit more challenging anyway. But man, really enjoyed the Carter. And what was cool too is I was listening to this alongside with listening to Slow Tie's album Ugly, which is totally different sound, totally different experience. That one's short, it's loud, it's aggressive, it's emotional, it's tiring, it's fantastic. I love it. But my wife and I did a reaction video to that album. You can't watch it, YouTube blocked it. And what was so funny was we finished up that video. It was 2 hours, the video itself. She was just completely emotionally exhausted from going through it. And we were going to go to town, and I was all jammed. I was like, oh, we got to listen to this album again. She's like, no, please don't. I can't. Okay, fine. So what are we going to listen to? Well, I'll put on Lil Wayne for you. And she's like, okay, but I just don't want it. I got you. Don't worry. So I went down and I put on Hoes. Let's just talk about hoes. And she loved it. She loved it. I mean, it was exactly what she needed to hear, what she wanted to hear, because it was light and it was fun and it was fuck around and enjoy yourself. Don't take things seriously. And, as somebody who tends to take music a little too seriously sometimes, it is nice to come across these albums that are about just making good, fun, enjoyable music and enjoying it. And that's it, But then, too, factoring in the whole freestyle rapping ability of Lil Wayne, I'm curious to see how that develops going forward, etc. My only regret is it just took me so long to get here, right? That's the only downside. Somebody left a comment. What was it? I had done two albums from an artist, and I hadn't done Lil Wayne. I can't remember who the other artist was now, but anyway. So there you go. Very much enjoyed Lil Wayne, the Carter. I'm glad I did the first one. I'm glad I did not skip it. I look forward to hearing the series evolve. Maybe this will pull me into mixtapes and reactions to mixtapes. We'll see how that goes. That's pretty much it. Tomorrow is week 3 of the Buog. In my opinion, the most important week because it's the top 10 for the month. The winner gets their album reviewed, a special review. And it's the bracket elimination process. So if you have not joined a Bob's Underground Artist stream on YouTube, 7 o'clock tomorrow night, it's bracket elimination where it's songs versus songs and we vote, and it's really is a lot of fun. And then Friday will be Most Def, Black on Both Sides. Looking forward to hearing that one. That's been highly requested, highly regarded for a very long time. So it'll be cool to finally get that one off the list, especially after listening to and enjoying the Black Star album so much. So much. Very good. Okay, that's it, y'all. Take care. We'll see you soon.